Hi and welcome to Wham Craft Time. This time we're doing Christmas cards. So in your Christmas box you've got foam pads, pom-poms, pipe cleaners, peel off stickers, lots of different paper and card, 12 card blanks, 12 envelopes, these lovely toppers, some backing sheets, and you've got your squares as well to make super simple cards, and I'll talk about them later on. So Heidi's going to make the angel card as per your instructions in the box, and I'm going to do the same card but I'm going to use Rudolph. So what do we do first?
Right, so you're going to need one of your card blanks.
Yep.
Okay. Again, to do a little bit of difference to your card,
Yep.
we will just fold it over just to identify the centre.
Yep.
This time I will do a bit of a measurement because these are 6x6 cards.
Yep.
We're going to cut this off exactly half.
Right.
So roughly 3 inches.
Yep.
I'm not sure what that is in centimetres because I know your cutter's got centimetres. Just bear with me 1 minute and I will be able to tell you. It's roughly about 7.5 centimetres. So we're just going to cut that straight off.
I guess if you didn't have a ruler or anything like a guillotine with a ruler on it, you could just slightly fold it and then cut along the crease.
Fold it back, draw a pencil line and just cut along the line. So again, this is a very simple card. So we'll get all our backings on and then we'll move on to the topper.
Yeah.
So we're going to cover the whole back of this.
Yeah.
So using your glue stick, tape, glue, whatever you've got,
Yeah.
we're going to cover the whole back. So I'm just going to do 3 strips. If you just put the glue all over.
So I'm going to use the glue stick from the actual kit.
And I always place my straight edge up to the crease line.
Right, because you know that's going to be straight.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and straight. You can cut it to size, but I always find this way easier. So when you turn it over, you've then got your template to cut round. So just cut
A bit
round
more
that.
glue. On your instruction sheet you'll have actually all the sizes measured out, but it's up to you which way you want to do it, whether you want to get a ruler and measure and cut, or you want to do it like me and Heidi are doing now.
So it's now building your background. So then using your background papers again, I've just cut some strips. So I've gone perhaps 2.5 inches wide on there. So you've got white showing at the
Either side.
top and bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to stick that flush down end to end as well.
So would you do the same thing, stick it on and then cut it off at the end?
Yes. Just be careful that you get your glue in the right way if you're putting glue onto there. I would always put it onto your backing card, just to be on the safe side. So I'm just going to line that up to the edge, stick it down, and then just trim this piece off. It's just to make sure you get it the right length. I mean, times I've cut it and cut it too short, you don't want to do that. And as well, I gave you an extra piece here.
Yeah.
And we're going to raise this actually off here, so just using your foam pads. Again, I wouldn't cut this to size, I will just randomly put some foam pads
From one edge.
from one edge. I mean, you can roughly just hold it against your card
So you know how wide it should be.
see how wide. You can measure it and cut it, but I just find this way just a tad easier.
So these foam pads are in the box, and if you've never used foam pads before, they're very easy. They're just double-sided sticky pieces of foam. So you'll just peel them off the back sheet, and then when you stick them down onto your piece of card or whatever you're using, then you just peel off the tiny squares on top of it.
So this wants to be just slightly from the top of the backing card. It just adds a bit of depth and interest to your card. That's it. And then trim off your excess. I have got a white strip to go onto here, but we are going to put some spray and sparkle onto it first. And we're going to use one of our characters as well and spray this. So we've could you pass me some card out the box so we can spray a little bit of this? So put that down. You might need another because I'll turn that over just in case for overspray. I'm just going to lay them down on my sheet using my spray and sparkle. I'm just going to do nice light sprays.
So it's just like an aerosol, like?
It is, and you'll see that it just picks up the sparkle. I'm going to have a sparkly finger as well.
And again, will you need to leave that to dry for a few?
It dries quite quickly, but I would do a layer and then another layer over the top, depending on how sparkly you want it. If you want it really sparkly, just keep doing your layers.
Well, I might leave mine unsparkly so we can compare them at the end.
Got a little bit there.
Well, I think it's got some.
So we'll put them to one side. So this is where the clever bit comes in, because your card looks like it's going to fall over at the moment. So we're going to line the character, but with the base of my card.
So I might just snip that to make it a bit flatter.
It doesn't matter too much if it isn't, as long as it's got a support. That's it. So you can see it's going to stand up then, but it looks quite a bit of magic.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to use foam pads, but you need to remember this is the only bit that's going to be stuck. Okay.
So we don't want to put it over the bottom half.
No, we don't.
So how do you make your own Christmas cards, Heidi?
I do indeed. And these are brilliant for that as well, because they're quick. So
when do you start making your Christmas cards? Are you one of these people that leaves it till the last minute, or do you get really organised and make them in July time?
I like to think I'll start in July, but it's normally a week before. And they get them with their Christmas present.
Yeah. Quick rush last minute. I think a lot of people think to make their own Christmas cards would be quite difficult. And I think something like a box like this, which gets kids involved as well, is perfect to make such a personal card.
So I mean, if you're making cards for like the kids' class, this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, beautiful pictures. And the thing I like, it's all in one box, there's no mess. So as you can see, that should stand up now. It's on the table, so it's a bit slippery.
It stands with a bit of help from myself.
Just so we don't leave it out, we did the white strip.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to put that across the top there. Again, it is just to add a bit more decor.
Yeah.
I don't you need to put it underneath there. Your top is slightly bigger than mine. Might put it down the bottom.
I'll put it down the bottom because I've actually put my foam pads along the top there, so it won't go.
You have already got tape on there. I've already put it on for you, sorry.
Okay.
So we'll stick that on the top. Yes, the toppers are different sizes, so these are going to look slightly different when you create them. And luckily we've cut all our out before, so we haven't got to worry too much about cutting them out now.
So these decoupage sheets, you'll get loads of different figures and you'll get different versions of the figures. So it's just a matter of layering them up, so the smallest part will be the last part you put on. So Heidi's going to work with the angel and I'm going to work with Rudolph.
I'm actually going to miss one out on here because I've used the background and I've made her wings sparkly.
Yeah, you don't want to cover them up really, do you?
I want to leave her wings showing, so I'm only going to use that one. Then I can use that on another card.
Yeah.
Okay, so using my foam pad.
So that gives you one sheet, in fact now makes 2 cards. So where you could have made 6 cards, you could in fact make 12 out of them, and then you've got your other toppers as well. So you can make the box go even further than just the 12 cards.
If you wanted, you could just use that as well as a topper, which would be quite nice.
You've just got the option, haven't you?
You have, yeah. It's there for you to cut out and be creative with.
So when you use foam pads, is there any kind of rule as to where you stick them?
I tend not to put too many on because I like them to go a long way. I just make sure I've got some around the outside and a couple in the centre, so
gives it a bit of support.
Yeah, and I always shape my decoupage before I put it on as well.
So you just bending it in your fingers.
Just a slight bend, and your card will take it. It will just give you a nice curve to your card. You don't go too much, else it won't line up. So
yeah,
just a little bit will be good.
mean, Heidi's a crafter. Heidi does card making. I'm not so much a crafter. I like to try, but I'm not as good as I should be, maybe.
Right.
So I think I'm going to miss that one out, like you said, so I can use that on a different card, and I'm just going to...
So we cut a star out.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to place that to one side. You can place this anywhere, and then we'll put your Rudolph's nose on. And our card should be complete, shouldn't they?
So did you just cut that star out freehand?
I just had a little template and I drew it on the back, and I've just cut around it with my scissors. I mean, you can layer this up, but I'm not going to in this case. I'm just going to place it where I feel I want it to go.
So you could cut any shape out, really, couldn't you? But
any
as
shape.
It's Christmassy, we could we'll do a star. So mine's nearly complete now. I'm just going to put the star on that Heidi's cut for me. And we're going to make Rudolph's nose. So how would you suggest we make it out of a pipe cleaner?
All I'm going to do...
Because the pom-poms we've got are a bit too big, because then you can't see Rudolph. Unless you want to have a massive Rudolph red nose.
I think it does look quite
cute. It does look cute. If
So
you make something a bit smaller.
It's just roll this round. I'm not going to do it very big. That's pretty much all I'm going to do. Snip it off.
Glue.
And a bit of glue on his nose. And we'll stick him on. Is that one straight?
I think so.
He looks really cute.
So there's my Rudolph card with a lovely red nose and an angel card.